Okay, for the next few minutes, I want you to forget everything you think you know about the war on drugs, because pretty much all of it is a lie. And the people who started it, they knew it from the very beginning. See this guy? This is John Ehrlichman, one of President Nixon's top advisors. And he just came right out and admitted the entire war on drugs was a scam. He said the White House had two enemies, the anti-war left and black people. Now, you can't just make it illegal to protest a war, and you definitely can't make it illegal to be black. So they came up with a weapon. They pushed this narrative to get the public to associate hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin. Then they criminalized both and basically declared war on their own citizens. This was never a policy. It was a political hit job. And that single lie, cooked up 50 years ago, unleashed an absolute catastrophe that has torn this country apart. So let's just look at the damage. I mean, just look at the scale of this. The United States has 5% of the world's population, but we hold nearly 25%, a full quarter of all the prisoners on the entire planet. That is just insane. And it doesn't happen by accident. It's the direct result of a policy that was literally designed to put people in cages. So, who did they put in those cages? Exactly the people they were targeting from the start. Black Americans are almost 6 times more likely to get locked up for drug offenses than white Americans. And get this, both groups use drugs at pretty much the same rate. This was never, ever about drugs. It was about who was using them. And that cynical, disgusting plan that Ehrlichman admitted to, it worked. It worked perfectly. It succeeded beyond their wildest dreams at destroying communities and targeting Black Americans for generations. So for all that money, for all those ruined lives, did the war on drugs even stop drugs? No, not even close. It just made them deadlier. By shoving the drug supply deep into the shadows, it created a black market for super potent, unpredictable stuff like fentanyl. And the result? In 2022 alone, over 109,000 Americans died from a drug overdose. That's a direct consequence of this failed 50-year war. So here we are. 50 years in, a failed policy built on a racist lie has killed hundreds of thousands of people and cost over $1 trillion. But the story doesn't stop there, because this whole catastrophe is about to get a massive technological upgrade. Welcome to the next phase. This is where the original sin of the war on drugs gets supercharged with some of the scariest technology on the planet. Let's break down what we're calling the AI threat matrix. And look, this isn't science fiction. This is how the system is being upgraded right now, in 3 pretty terrifying steps. Threat number 1 isn't on its way. It's already happening. In China, they have a system where if you are ever flagged for any drug-related contact, you get permanently marked in a national database, forever. Use your ID to check into a hotel, buy a train ticket, open a bank account, and boom, the police are automatically alerted. Researchers call it total social death. You become a digital ghost, haunted by the state for the rest of your life. Next up is threat number 2, predictive policing. Here's how it works. Police feed an AI 50 years of racist arrest data. You know, the data created by Ehrlichman's lie. And they tell it, find me drugs. Well, the AI just follows the pattern. It says, okay, I'll send all the cops to black neighborhoods. It creates this vicious feedback loop. It looks objective and high-tech, but it's just laundering decades of racism through a computer and calling it math. And this isn't just about software predicting pre-crime on a computer screen. No, threat number 3 is physical. We're talking about autonomous drones, citywide facial recognition, and yeah, robotic police dogs like Boston Dynamics Spot that are already being used by law enforcement. So here's the really chilling question. What happens when you combine the biased algorithm with the robotic cop? When a machine with an automated racial bias is the one making the split-second decision to stop you, or worse? I know this all sounds like some sci-fi nightmare, but it is the path we are on right now. But it's not the only path. We have a choice to make, right now, between 2 completely different futures. So these are the 2 futures on the table. On one side, you've got the techno-authoritarian nightmare we just walked through, AI-driven arrests, permanent digital tracking, and automated bias. But on the other side, there's a public health model, one that saves lives, offers treatment, and actually reduces crime. And if you think that public health model sounds like some fantasy, it's not. You just have to look at Portugal. In 2001, they were in the middle of their own terrible heroin crisis. So they did something radical. They decriminalized the personal possession of all drugs. Not legalized, decriminalized. And instead of arresting people, they offered them help. And the results were staggering. Overdose deaths collapsed by over 80%. HIV infections plummeted. Drug-related crime actually went down. And more people entered treatment than ever before. It worked. Not perfectly, but way, way better than the war we've been fighting. The idea behind Portugal's success is pretty simple. It's called harm reduction. It's a philosophy that says the main goal should just be to keep people alive, not to punish them. It means things like making the overdose reversal drug Narcan available to everyone, so a mistake doesn't have to be a death sentence. It's about choosing compassion instead of cages. Because we have to finally just admit the truth. The war on drugs was never about making America drug-free. It was, and it has always been, about control. Controlling political enemies, controlling Black people, and now that same exact system of control is being upgraded with technology that makes the old version look primitive. So that's the choice we have in front of us. This upgrade is happening as we speak. Are we going to let this 50-year-old lie morph into a permanent AI-powered police state? Or will we finally follow the evidence, look at what actually works, and choose a future built on public health and compassion? The choice is ours. For now.